Hi folks, welcome back to Sewed by Sew, or welcome if you're new. My name is Jess, this is my channel all about sewing, dressmaking and all things stitch related. And you may notice we're not in the sewing space because we are doing a return to original vlogging. When I first started, Adam and I shared a one bed flat and I vlogged from wherever was free, and we are returning to that as a vibe. I've definitely been putting off vlogging until like the sewing space is clean and I'm on my own in the house, and the reality of a one bed flat is that is not the case most of the time. So, hello. I'm also not me made. I have a nice t-shirt on, it's one of my running t-shirts, it's very comfortable. And I have trackies on, which are old because I am recovering from running York 10k yesterday, which was awesome. As part of that, I also went to York and I met up with some lovely sewing people, or a lovely sewing person, I should say, and I have lots to tell you about, and I bought a fabric. So stick around for this video. I am going to tell you a little bit about my plans for August, what I'm going to be making, a new pattern on my horizon I think is really cool, and I've been given a copy of to try, and sort of what I'm going to do with this beautiful fabric, I think, as well, and a little wedding sewing update as well if you'd like it, so stick around. As I said, I ran York 10k yesterday, which was wild. I have, for those of you who aren't sort of in the sewing running space, feel free to skip ahead, I've put chapters below. But I did York 10k yesterday. It was my first 10k. I started running last October for research purposes. I still run for research purposes because my research looks at ultramarathons. And I wasn't a runner, so I thought like I should really get into this space, figure it out. Lots of you will have followed me doing Couch to 5k. That would be a different plan. Lots of you watch me doing Couch to 5k on Instagram, and I know lots of you are runners yourself, so I'm sticking this in here. It was an awesome race and I cannot recommend York 10k enough. Like, it's a brilliant race. I've linked the 2025 on below if any of you are runners and you'd like to have a go. It's very flat, loads of people, there's some insanely quick people, but there were about 4,000 of us. It's 4,000 of us, something like that. And it was a huge group, so like even for me back in the, like, I did it in 1 hour 15, 1 hour 13 exactly, which I'm really proud of. I was aiming for about 75 minutes for my first one, so I'm really happy with that, especially I had ankle injuries and stuff, so I had to do it slower than, and like run walking as well. But it's a really friendly 10k, and I found that actually there were so many people in the 2 hour bracket, hour and a half, hour and 15 out. Like, you're not going to be on your own if you're a slower runner, if you're run walking. Like, it's a really welcoming space, so I would definitely recommend it. They haven't asked me to say that, obviously, but just in case, as it's YouTube, this is of my own volition. But I did have a great time, and actually, this is ridiculous, but I'm really happy about it. So I did competitive cheer for 6 years, and I did comps and everything, and I've done comps before when I was younger for dance and all kinds of stuff. And without fail, professional photos of me are horrific. And I mean the ones in action, they're terrible. Except, apparently, running photos, because I got this photo, which I am so chuffed with. Guys, I love it. So I have a nice photo of me running now, which makes me really happy. It's such a stupid thing to be happy about, but I really am. It's really nice. So yeah, I did some running. It was really fun. I am looking to make some running shorts because I cannot find any that are exactly what I want. I quite like the cycling length ones and they're fine, but what I really want is a loose pair of like split shorts without a stupid lycra short underneath. Like, I'm happy for them to be a bit longer, but I just want something that stands away from my body. So if anyone's got any good short pattern recommendations, I've been looking a bit, but I haven't really seen anything I like, so let me know in the comments, because it'd be fun to make some of my own running kit for once. While I was in York, I met up with Judi, the running so-and-so, who loads of you know and lots of you follow, and is just one of the best people. So I'm just stretching my legs out. Is one of the best people I have ever met. She is phenomenal and she's just such a bundle of joy. she came into York to meet Adam and I after parkrun, which I also appreciate, so thank you very much. And we had lunch together and she took me around some of York's best sewing shops. So I filmed a lot of that. I think Judi has footage of us together actually, which I don't have, so go over to her channel, that might be in her next vlog. But we had a great time, we had so much fun. We actually, think about it, did we get a photo? If we got a photo of us, I think we did. If we did, it's here. And it was really fun. It was just really nice to meet up and chat about sewing. We went to Sewcialising, which is a great little fabric shop. Absolutely love it. It's like tucked away on one of the little wiggly York streets, but when you go in it's actually really quite big for given how like tiny the street is, and it's beautiful. I love their range of fabrics. They've also got like haberdashery and sewing bits, and I may or may not have bought some fabric. We also went to Duttons for buttons, which is a proper button shop, guys. Like, I've been to a button shop like that since I was a child, so it was great fun. Now I filmed lots of it, so that's coming up now. And then afterwards, I'll show you what I might have bought, possibly. So here we are, we're going to Sewcialising. Hello folks, I am in Sewcialising in York. Judi, the lovely running so-and-so, is here. She's showing us where the shop is. I'm having a look at fabrics. I'm briefly considering a jersey because Sam keeps telling me I need to make more in jersey. And I might just have to honour her while she's not here and buy some jersey. But also, I don't know, we'll see how we go. But how gorgeous is this? So beautiful. So stay tuned to see if I get anything. As you can see, we had a great time. Now, this envelope, which I have not opened since it was carefully packed for me because I didn't want to get anywhere near my sweaty running clothes. So it's in this nice spotty bag. I got two things. I got fabric and an item. Now, first things, fabric. Second thing, item. So I got this really cute little enamel pin badge. Now, I love enamel pin badges. If the bag I put them on is in here, I'll show you guys. Is it in here? Hang on. Okay, brief trip to the other room required, but this is the bag I put them on. So this is a new bag this summer. As you may notice, I obviously didn't buy it. It's from the University of the West of Scotland. It's from my first ever conference. Now, I had a choice. I could either give back the bag for them to recycle, because they're non-conference branded, they're just university branded. But I'd already put my first pin, which is the People Make Glasgow pin, into the bag. And I thought, actually, it would be kind of cool to keep using this as a memory bag, because it's not often you get, I have a memory box full of lovely things, but it's kind of cool to have like a memory bag, you know. I have another pin actually I want to add. So far we have my People Make Glasgow pin, which I love. My Asthma UK, or Asthma and Lung UK pin, because I don't know if you guys know this, I'm a formal volunteer ambassador for the charity. So you'll see me posting more about that coming up. Here is a good pangolin. From going to London Zoo with all of our friends. We went to a zoo late a few weeks ago, which is where my true bias Darla was photographed by my friend. And that was really, really fun. So we're going to add the sewing machine to the pin. I also have one from Royal Holloway, which is where my undergrad degree is from. But more importantly is where I met Adam. So I'm going to put that on as well. They gave us that pin years ago, so it's in one of my memory boxes. So we're going to add the sewing machine. I'm not going to add it next to it along the top. I'm actually going to add it a little lower down so it looks a bit more intentional. Beautiful. It was like £7, which is quite a lot for a badge. However, I think they're so pretty and I would assume they're handmade. So they're really, really nice. So there we go. My nice little sewing pin is on my memory bag. And this bag doesn't stay at home either. I use this all the time. I use it when I go work in cafes on my PhD. I use it when I don't know, I think it's really special. It's something my sister does a lot actually, and I don't know, as I get older I really see why she does it, so I think that's cute. Onto the fabric. So I was like, oh, maybe I should get some jersey. And then I saw the most beautiful viscose in the world. And I just couldn't resist it. And I hope you guys will agree I made the right decision. So it was beautifully wrapped, but I just unwrapped that like a 5-year-old at Christmas. Here it is. Look at this fabric. Isn't it amazing? It's viscose, but it's like the softest viscose in the world. And it's like amazing. If I hold it closer, you can see it's like watercolor. So it's not just fabric, it's actually like, it looks like it's painted, and it's so beautiful. I got like 2 meters, and I'll be honest, I know I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I have no idea what to do with this at all. Part of me thinks a dress would be beautiful, but the other part of me is like, oh, maybe a flowy skirt that I could wear with like a black top, or I could wear like in the summer or the winter, you know? Possibly with the next thing that's on my to make list I have to tell you about as well. So I feel like maybe I'd wear it as a skirt, I mean like a maxi skirt, which would be really beautiful. But then I don't know, I wear dresses a lot, but then do I need another dress? So let me know in the comments, skirt or dress, comment one of the two, and I will take your views into account as I continue to look at patterns that are in my stash, because I'm on a pattern buying ban, which is something else I'm going to tell you about. So that is stunning. I got 2 meters, which was like 30 quid, I think. It was like 16 quid a meter. But as Judi rightly pointed out, it was just a present for doing my 10K, and it was the day before. So she was like, now you just have to smash it up. I was like, yeah, that's totally fair. Fully enabled. But I think that's really, really beautiful, and I love it. I'm getting my hair done as well, so this week, so I'll be slightly blonder, and it'll go really, really well. So I'm really happy with that. And you know, sometimes it's nice. I don't buy fabric that often. That isn't wedding related this year, but a lot of wedding related fabric this year. So on to other stuff I'm going to be sewing hopefully this month or over the next few weeks. So things that are in bags to sew. And one thing I need to change, I'm going to leave that till last because I can't stomach it right now. So which bag? This one. So this is for my sister. You guys have seen this before, but in case you haven't, I'm showing it to you again for accountability for me. So Tilling the Buttons Pearl is on my Make 9 this year. The beauty of Make 9 is it doesn't necessarily have to be you to count. And I really like the pearl. I think it's really pretty, and I really want to make one myself. But my sister had a wrap over cardigan exactly like this when we were younger, and she's worn it, I think it was my mum's originally, and she's worn it so much it's like worn through. So she asked me to make her another one. So I'm going to make this version, so with the straight sleeve, because there's like a puff and a short sleeve as well. So straight sleeve jersey, it's going to be really nice. I need to get her measurements. She's been at a festival this weekend, so I'm going to give her a call, ask for her like normal clothing size and stuff, and then make her one of these in this incredible fabric. It's so beautiful. It's from A&M Textiles, my local fabric shop. I'm sure you could find it elsewhere online. It's a cotton jersey. It's got a black background and all of these incredible flowers. I am hoping there's a bit left over for me to make something in, because it's so beautiful. Like seriously, look at this. She has great taste, my sister. I took her to pick it, and this was definitely the one that stood out. It's really beautiful. So I think I have 3 meters because that was roughly what the fabric asked for. Or maybe I've got 2.5 actually. I think I have 2.5. But it's stunning fabric, and I'm looking forward to sewing that. It's meant to be a birthday present. And then I'm also making her a skirt, which is like birthday Christmas, which I think I've got to get done, because I don't want it. It's not this Christmas, it's last Christmas. Because of wedding sewing, I've really been behind on all other sewing, including other gift sewing. So my plan is to cut this out on Wednesday this week when I'm home on my own. If you guys would like a pattern review or a sew along, let me know. I'm not a huge fan of doing sew alongs of Tilly patterns because I don't tend to like them, and I don't want to come off, well, not I don't tend to like them, I don't tend to find them as user friendly as one would hope, and I don't want it to come off like I just hate it. I feel like pattern reviews when I make Tilly stuff are more balanced because I've had a bit of time to think about it. That being said though, if you find the sew alongs useful, let me know. If you'd like a pattern review, let me know. You really like the one for the Mabel, so if you'd like a pattern review, just say in the comments and I will do that for you. other project, and I want to do this one before it gets too cold to wear it, but also it's kind of autumnal and fun. I want to make another chalk and knot Shay already. I'm ready to go. I want to make another chalk and knot Shay, and I want to make it in quite a dramatic fabric. This is my second foray into red Swiss cotton, and my Emmaus shirt I made in this when I first started sewing in lockdown has aged so well. Like, this fabric has just grown softer and softer. It's so light. I love wearing it. It's so stable to sew with. It's just cotton, but the Swiss dot makes it a little bit more like decorative. I really wanted a full length. I'm just going to make the Shay exactly as I did last time, except I'm going to take about 2 centimeters at the shoulder because it was a bit long. But I'm going to make the Shay exactly the same view, sleeves, everything. But I just thought it would look so beautiful in red. I just thought it would look stunning. And I couldn't get the thought out my head. And I thought, you know what, it's cotton. Like, let's just get it. Let's just do it. I bought this the same day I bought the fabric for the Dala. And that I sewed up, I think, within like 3 hours of it being in the house. So I've really been itching to get going on this. But it is a pattern I've already sewn. So part of me is like, should I try and do the other patterns and then this because it's going to take less brain, or shall I do this because this month I have a chapter deadline for my PhD, or I have it like it's 1st of September, I need to send it in. So part of me thinks having something I know how to sew would be more pleasant this month because then I'd have to think about it. But oh, I'm tempted. I'm really tempted because the Shay took me like 2 days to sew and I love wearing it. I love it so much. So the only thing that puts me off is that slight depth of shoulder where the sleeves move. So if I can fix that, I think I'm going to wear this one all the time. Plus, I can wear this in the winter with my tan ankle boots and a trench coat, which would look really cute, or in the summer with sandals, or in the spring or in the autumn. It's like the ultimate transitional dress. And I never don't want to wear red. Like, I love wearing red. Pièce de la résistance though. For the chalk and knot, you need buttons. And I so nearly went with plain buttons, but then I'm going to see if the camera focuses. I saw these. So they are a little shank buttons. I'm going to have to sew them on by hand, or with the machine in a sneaky way that I know how to do. And it's like a tiny, oh, will it do it? If I pull it back, it's like got 2 little flowers on it, and I just think they're gold, so they'll add a little bit to it. But they're not huge, so they shouldn't be too showy or anything, which would be quite nice. Well, not that there's anything wrong with showy buttons, but I really want that big flowing red dress, so I don't want anything to take away from it too much. But I think they'll just be like tiny studs of colour, which I think is really gorgeous. And that's all ready to go. So I feel like I could actually, if I was organised, I could batch cut on Wednesday. I could cut this out, and if I decide what this is going to be, I could cut this out as well. So I'm thinking about it. Now, there's one other thing, well, pattern on my list. I've very kindly been given a copy of this to try out because this pattern brand is fabulous. So the brand is Galant Paris Couture on Instagram. I link them below. Please go and give them a follow. They're still quite a small brand. But their patterns are stunning. They're so detailed, and they've got such beautiful like capsule French glamour, and I love them. And they messaged me and said, would I like to try on their patterns? Of course, but only on the condition I can tell all you guys about it. So I'm just going to make sure I've got the correct details. So I am going to be making the Giordano Blouse, or La Chemise Giordano. So as an initial pattern, it goes from a European 34 to a European 48. So that it's all in centimeters. And I am not prepared. Oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry. So I think a 34 is an 8, I think. So I think it goes from an 8 to a 22. I think it does. You need about 2 meters, and I've put the line drawing there. It's got this lovely puff sleeve, which is beautiful. I think the construction is stunning. I really like the collar. I like the dropped sleeve as well, which I think is going to look really nice on me as a blouse. I don't suit, as a rule, blouses where the shoulder is here. I suit a raglan blouse, partly because of my bust, or I suit like a drapey oversized shirt. Like this t-shirt is a drop shoulder box, you know, sort of box sleeve as it were. And this I feel like I can wear. And it's the same with shirts. I feel like I can wear something that's sort of drapey and oversized, but if it's fitted like a sort of business shirt, I look horrific. So that's what really drew me to this pattern. I've got a lot of nice blouse patterns in my life, but I want a collared shirt pattern. And actually, I want a really good quality white shirt because I'm now in more and more meetings with directorate. I'm in more and more meetings with execs, and I kind of want to have a stylish work wardrobe, but it doesn't need to be as practical as my old work wardrobe. I could never have worn a white blouse in my old job because it would have got covered in God knows what when I'd lifted, carried, run around, had drinks spilled, you know, like I just couldn't have worn white, whereas in my new job I can, so I kind of want to make the most of that. I don't have a fabric for this yet. I have one white fabric in my stash, but that I'm saving for something to do with my legal wedding, so I can't really do that. So I'm having a look at white fabrics, but I'm trying to decide what I want. I want like, actually, you guys might be able to help me. I want a thin, or not gauze, but quite like gauzy, floaty white fabric. I don't want it to be just plain viscose though. I'm wondering if a cotton might be a bit better, or like even maybe like a cotton sateen or a viscose sateen, maybe something like that, like with a little bit more texture to it, I think would be really nice. So let me know what you think. And if you've seen any good plain white fabrics, I found this with Sam earlier in the year when she was looking to do something very similar. It was so difficult to find a nice white fabric. So if you guys have seen anything good, I'd also take like a seersucker. That would be nice actually, like a good white seersucker. And this is the time of year. Maybe what I'll do is I need to get this printed and everything. And then potentially what I could do is wait until the August bank holiday and the fabric sales around then and then get something. Or I am going to the Sewing Sunshine party this weekend. So, by the way, if you're coming to the Sewing Sunshine party, please let me know and please say hey when you go because they're a fabulous business and you should come along. There's no tickets or anything, you just pop along and it's going to be great. So let me know if you want company and I'll come with you. Obviously I'm going anyway, but you know, we can coordinate. But they have some stunning white fabrics, so maybe I'll look there. But yeah, any ideas, would really welcome that. Go and follow them, go check out the pattern brand. They don't have that many patterns because they take a capsule approach, which I love. But do go and check them out, give them a follow and see if there's any patterns that you like as well. I am desperate to try their trouser pattern and I think they've just got a swimwear pattern out as well, which is well worth a look. So the final thing I want to talk about in this vlog, and it's sort of linked to why I still haven't done a sewing space tour. I'm not doing very well at the moment with, you know, we all do sewing fails and we're all messy sewists and we all do it, and rationally, oh god, my camera's getting so squint. Like rationally, I know we all do it. But I'm having a bit of a moment where I can't see past my frustration. Now, exhibit A. Here is my chalk and notch myself. It's not hemmed yet because I want it to drop if it needs to drop and then I'll trim it. Here's my chalk and notch myself for So Fruity, which is obviously a month late. And it's beautiful and I love it. Can you spot the problem though? This whole section is on inside out because look, my perfectly pressed straps are to the inside. So I need to unpick it and do it again. But this fabric is such a nightmare to unpick. As you can see from the bottom, I've already snipped the loose threads and there's already loads. Like it frays like an absolute, it frays. And I'm really trying to muster up the courage to do it because I really want to wear that dress and it's so beautiful, but it's so frustrating. And it's the same with my sewing space. I really want to tidy it up and show you, but there is just this enormous stack of like rubbish. Well, it's not even really rubbish. It's loads of it's wedding sewing stuff, but it's in bags and it's fabric here and it's patterns there and it's just huge and chaotic and massive. And it makes it really, really difficult. Like it doesn't make it really difficult. It just means I don't really want to show you my fabric space yet. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just not gonna do a tour of my sewing space for a bit, because I was speaking to Judi and she's like, it's kind of worse to promise it than it is to just not do it, so I'm just not gonna do it. until after the wedding. And then when I show you all of the wedding sewing vlogs, of which there are many, I will then do one of the sewing space, because currently I also can't arrange it the way I want to because there's a mountain of boxes of fabric, etc. for the wedding. So I think that if I actually just get my head down, get through my wedding sewing, because we're 3 months off, and I still have an incredibly big amount of wedding sewing to do. So I'm just not going to put the pressure on. So you will see my wedding sewing. Well, you will actually. It's not what I meant to say, but you will see my wedding sewing later in the year. But you will also see my sewing space later in the year. Maybe I'll do like a vlogmas and tour around my sewing space or something like that. But I think for the meantime, I want to focus on sewing and enjoying it. So Wednesday night, I'm going to do a batch cutting session. I'm also going to get through version 4 of my wedding dress toile. I've decided the sun will not set on Wednesday without having version 4 in my hands and the new piece is drafted. Because the thing is, once version 4 is done, I know this means nothing to you guys, but I feel like I want to tell you about it anyway. Once version 4 is done, that's my last calico version. And that's with all the design features in it. Then we will do a final full toile in satin. And I bought a satin that's a similar weight to my dress fabric, but it's a slightly different colour, so I don't cut in to the main fabric by accident. And then we're on to the final dress, and then at least my wedding dress is done. And then we still have 4 bridesmaids dresses to make, but they're all the same pattern, and I really need to find some velvet. I'm really struggling to find the colours of velvet I want to find. Lots of people have been recommending like pound fabrics and stuff, but they just don't have the colour range. And what there is like crushed velvet, which is not what I want. So if anyone's seen any good like standard, I don't necessarily want stretch velvet, but I'll take it if it's the only thing. So anyway, that's kind of where I am. More to follow. You will see basically the whole of November will be wedding vlogs, and I'll intersperse it with an occasional hello, I'm here, I'm alive, but it will all be wedding vlogs, so you just need to wait till then. And then I will reveal all. Do you know what, it's so hard not showing everyone what I'm sewing, but I am really, really excited to be able to show you when it is finally done. So if you've enjoyed this slightly longer chatty catch-up vlog from me, please do subscribe if this is your first vlog. If you're one of my long-time subscribers, let me know that you're back in the comments. And thank you again. I literally couldn't do this without all of you lovely folks, so thank you so much for listening to me ramble about sewing. If there's anything you want to see from me, whether that is a pattern review of the purl, if it is catch-ups on wedding sewing that are still cryptic but a bit more frequent, let me know. If you've got a good running shorts pattern, if you've got an opinion on what I should do with my fabric, let me know. And hopefully I will be back next weekend with another vlog that includes the Sew Me Sunshine party. So hopefully I'll manage to get something out next weekend. If not, it might be next Monday, but I will see you then. And don't forget, if you're going to the Sew Me Sunshine party, let me know, because I'd love to see you there. So have a great week, folks. I'll see you soon.